Alright, hello there. I saw what Novin is doing. How are y'all doing? Yours too. Good, good. I am doing alright. Pretty sleepy, but okay. This will probably be a bit of maybe a quiet night and a focus. We'll see, we'll see. I made sure to take a cough drop before our stream. So hopefully I won't have the same issues I was having on Tuesday. So Tuesday, what we were doing was working on our descriptor management. And I was waffling a whole bunch because I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do things. But I think I'll just do mostly the approach I did before, which is we're going to copy on request. So what you'll do is you'll create descriptors on the CPU, and then when you actually need to draw them, you'll copy them to a GPU descriptor. It's a lot of copying for complex scenes, but if that becomes a bottleneck, what we'll do is we'll revisit it. So I guess today's strategy is just going to be going through our final primary descriptor allocator. There's a couple issues with this approach. With what I was going to do is you just have an array of, well, it's not too bad because you can just check and see if a memory address is in between. Which will be kind of inefficient. So what I might do actually is so my strategy before was that when we allocate a descriptor from a page, you get a back pointer to it. And that was an optimization so that you didn't have to constantly linearly scan through your list of descriptor pages. Which isn't a huge issue. Oh, thank you for the lurks too. Welcome back, Stu, from your lurk. I mean, ideally what you would do Oh, I got a long nova. Nice, nice. So here's what I think we're gonna do. And I'm pretty sure this will work. As long as we use, so essentially what a descriptor is, it's just an address, a 64-bit address. So I could reuse my my allocator class. That would then mean that we have to pass in the allocator every time, like as a header. You know what? I think the simple approach is the best approach. If we're being honest, let's just use this page index like I was planning. It's very simple. That's all you gotta do. I said comfy, get. So we're gonna start with the actual allocator. So previously what we did is we allowed a descriptor to free itself, and it would add itself to a basically a list of stale descriptors. And then we would free those all at once, but I don't want to do that this time. Or at least I think that's what we did. Heat pool. Correct, yeah. I had a stale descriptor Q. Haha. This was the class I was looking for. Release does not immediately free the descriptors but adds them to a stale descriptor queue. This is not an approach I want to do this time. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is we're going to have a struct in the renderer, or an array in the renderer, where we keep up to like 5 frames of stale info. That way we can have a centralized like garbage collector that releases when a frame finishes executing on the GPU. And I find that to be a bit more of an orderly way of freeing stuff. And then we'll just query that maybe at the end of a frame. Also, hello, Violet. How are you doing? So we'll call it release descriptors. The actual allocation keeps track. Doing good. A bit tired. Bless you all, thank you. Unfortunately, that was a cough. You know what? Instead of doing it like this, we're gonna do this. Wait, hold on before I do something silly like this. Oh, that should be a CPU something descriptor handle. There we go. Blessed either way. Thank you, thank you. I mean, we could turn it into like a CPU handle. I don't know. We have to include the D3D12 header anyways. I mean, we don't have to, right? I could abstract it pretty easy. But I don't think it's worth it at this point. Hash space. Has space. So, not gonna worry about stale descriptor info. So this actually has to be a D array, I believe. So how is the violet doing? It's not utils. Hello, hello. Ciao. How are you doing? Welcome in. Oh, that is a really cute emote. Of course, that's from Spy Family. You're good. Awesome. I'm also doing good. Fighting back coughs, but doing all right. Oh, that is a very smug emote. That is peak smug energy. So we're gonna want to keep our... Oh, that is also a very cute comfy emote. You just watched episode 3? Awesome. How are you liking it so far? I need to go back and finish season 1 since season 2's started. I'm not gonna reuse that critical section. I'm not gonna store this back pointer. I'm gonna try and find... What is my favorite anime? Oh gosh. That is a very hard one to answer. Because a lot of the times it depends on the genre. But Love is War is a really good one. I actually need to finish it. One day I will. Oh, Gabrielle, how from the other day you were thinking about root signatures? Oh, gotcha. You know, root signatures are similar to a PSO, but I don't know if there's an analogous version in Vulkan. Because root signatures allow you to bake in your bindings for a pipeline into your command list. I'm kind of forgetting what that binding syntax is for Vulkan. But yeah. I'm going to get to root signatures eventually. One day. Compute offset. Similar, yeah. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm getting my terminology right. Oh, yeah. I got you now. So I think the best, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say yeah about 5 more times. But yeah. Oh gosh, now that I've become aware of it. No, I typed equals instead of 0. I don't know about, you know what? I'll just add this in, compute. Wow, it's a frog. How's the frog doing? I'm doing okay. Good that you're doing good. I'm doing the usual thing in over-engineering a system before I've actually used it. You know, as you do. Oh, I renamed it. That is perfectly reasonable. What I'm doing, I'm kind of more or less taking the previous way I did it. Maybe making some tweaks here and there. But what I did is all descriptors are initially created as a CPU descriptor and then copied into a GPU descriptor heap when needed and rinse and repeat. So GPU descriptors end up being local to a frame. Yeah, it's all right. It induces a lot of copying, so depending on like how many render passes you got, how many objects you're rendering, it might be too much. I think the real approach is just to bake it in to your render pass. But unless I'm trying to really push things, I think this approach will be fine. Someday I'll engineer a nice solution too. Good, good. Oh, hello there, BS Cow. Or Skyly. How are you doing? Oh, my assumption for a function is incorrect. Because you can't just have the correct count. You have to have a consecutive count. Cool. So, I suppose we go through and initialize everything. Come on, IntelliSense. Just give me the fields in my class. Total descriptors. So we're going to need descriptor heap description and our handle. Shader visible. So these are only CPU visible, so we don't need that flag. Oh, that's from the device, not the heap. So there we go, and then we gotta pass in the type. So we just go ahead and add the whole chunk to the free list. So let's hop down here. And quite simply, we're just gonna do a first fit insert, I think. Not first fit, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna sort it by address. But oh, hello there, Lane. How are you doing? Stressed out? Aw. I hope whatever's stressing you out goes away soon. Comfy music much needed. Well, I think you've come to the right place. that should do it. You know what? We're already gonna go. We're just gonna go ahead and do this one. Because this is the hardest one to do. The free block. So much like the previous function, we're going to find where it needs to be inserted. Now, this gets a little tricky. If insert index is greater than 0, so a CPU descriptor is a CPU visible descriptor. The way I'm choosing to go about this for now is When you create a resource, you'll create a CPU descriptor. When it gets bound to a command list, you'll create a GPU descriptor for it for that frame. And that descriptor gets copied over, depending on the context, I guess. So we'll have kind of like a global CPU visible descriptor manager, and then a command list dynamic descriptor allocator, where dynamic descriptors are GPU visible. Oh, I see what's going on. Fine, fine. Just doing a bit of guard checking, I think. Well, Mikey, welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How was stream? What were you up to today? Hello, hello. How's it going? Well, thank you for the rate. I really appreciate it. Playing RimWorld. Oh my gosh, one of these days I'm gonna get around to playing it. I own the game. It's like super fun, but I just never got around to it. Got any fun stories that happened in your current run? It is. I've watched Frog play it a bunch. All sorts of stories. He finished up nice Sanctuary. Cool, cool. Unfortunately, I don't know too much about like naming inside of the game. And you got a nice hospital lab. Heck yeah. I think I'm gonna. A new Joker. Welcome, welcome. How Taco. It's no Tuesday, so Taco bad. That's unfortunate. So instead of putting that comment here, let's put it here. But Mikey, I totally understand if you need to go. Take a break, get some water, food, restroom, whatever it might be. I really appreciate the raid. You know what? Let's append index to the back of these. That offset plus, you know what? No, yeah, let's do it this way. That count equals our input offset. Get our nice picture lined up. Head burger and fries. Oh, that sounds really good. Our mystery flavor is peach. Ah, oh, that's really tasty. Oh no. Now it's a 50-50. So we take our offset, we add it to the count, and if that equals to this offset, then we can merge to the left. What we're going to do, if we're able to do that, is I'm just going to go into here, take our num descriptors, plus equal to the count we brought in. So it'll extend it. Oh, I actually called it num descriptors. You usually get blackberry, peach, mango, orange, tropical, and grape. So I know Nova likes to get blackberry, peach, and I think orange. I don't know if I've seen her get mango. But I don't think I've tried tropical and grape. I prefer Joker, but those cans are $5. Oh gosh. That is super expensive. How do I want to do this? Oh, and this has Fingeezy mine. Oh my gosh, that is really cute. That is amazing. Oh my goodness, another 8. It's a Yuke. Yuki, how was art? How did it go? And I think Kat was there with you. So if Kat is here too, how's she doing? Welcome, welcome everyone. Cabbage, new Joker, you first time seeing you tonight, of course. A Savy, a Stewie, an Exia, a Seishu. Welcome in everyone. Oh, Cat went off to sleep. Cat nap. but Yuki, art tax please. If you want to share, of course. You don't have to if you don't want to. But for anyone on my side, y'all should definitely go give Yuki a follow. She does a lot of cool dev stuff on Unity, where she's made her entire overlay in there. She does a lot of gaming, and tonight she was working on learning art with the Drawbox lessons. Yeah, Drawbox lessons. You do occasionally, once in a blue moon. But how are you liking Drawbox? It looked really cool. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch too closely because I was having to focus a bunch at work today. I didn't realize there would be 3 exercises at the end and I would not have started streaming so late. Duh. I like the way it starts from the basics. Oh, cool. I was sort of listening and I think I might want to also give it a shot. I've been in a bit of art paralysis for the past few months. It's like once you stop something for a while, it's really hard to start learning again. Oh, I'm doing good. Very coffee still. Yeah, unfortunately, I've been waking up at 9 a.m. and I'm supposed to start work at 9 a.m. So I haven't been doing morning art streams. I should though. I should. if anyone's new here, usually I pretty much do dev stuff, primarily low-level game engines, usually graphics, rendering related. Occasionally play games, and very, very occasionally do art. New Joker's always new. It's always your first time. But of course, you had a very long stream, so I totally understand if you gotta go get some food, sleep, or hydration. Some more Indian juice. And I suppose tonight we are raiding an alligator. Although this is the easy alligator. The next version is going to be a bit harder. A lot more to manage with GPU descriptors. Raiding an alligator. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Doohoo is giving me lessons. I hear he sees an alligator every day. Yes. You know, cabbage, that is exactly what it looks like when you ride an alligator. Not tomorrow, no. Tomorrow's a Friday, making it a flat day. What is a flat day? Like apartment? F. Gosh darn it, Twitch and its... I don't know how to not do that. Grr. Censorship. Tisk. So we're just going to insert it here. Free descriptors. Tomorrow, expect a message tomorrow. my goodness. I think these are straighter lines than I could manage. So, out of curiosity, do you like... So, I know Draw a Box has, if I remember like the first couple lessons correctly, they want you to draw a whole bunch of lines, which is what I assume this is, where you draw one and then try and like mimic over it. And this is the same thing, but with curves. And this is connect the dots. Oh, these would be really good exercises. You'll connect moments dots. Oh my. This is an exercise I most definitely need to do and try to replicate it on top. It seems like it would be an easy thing, but it is so incredibly difficult to be consistent. I know at the start you were talking about the advice those videos were giving and how you liked them. Did that like sentiment continue as you went through the lesson further? Oh, so the dots are like training you to kind of keep an eye on where you're going. It's like get you to look at the destination. Practice the movement without pressing the pen down. Oh, interesting. Gotcha. I think I'm gonna have to try these exercises out. Out of curiosity, did you have any stabilization on? Or was this with stabilization off? You put that at 0? Gotcha. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I've been thinking about buying a screen protector for mine that feels like paper, so that there's just a little bit of friction. Because it might just be me being not as used to tablets as paper, but, you know, I don't know, the paper texture I feel is much easier to draw on. All right, so let me go over this again. We increment the number of free handles we have. We start our insert index at the end. And then we search for a valid index. I'm specifically looking to insert it in order, which gives us the index that we want to insert a new block before. So our previous block, assuming we're not at index 0, No, that'll be okay. Both of those will come out as -1. You think you think pencil and paper is much easier? True. And I'm sure it's a lot harder to get used to, like in your case where you have a tablet without a screen and you gotta like watch the computer screen while drawing on the tablet, which is a completely different type of hand-eye coordination. Well, there's a bug waiting to happen. Make sure that's also plus equals. So here we add to the left, and then we remove the right block. But if we didn't merge left before, we add our descriptors into the right. Now if both of those cases failed, we just insert the new block at the index. Honestly, I don't see a point. Oh gosh, of having this function. So I wonder, is there a value for an invalid descriptor handle? Oh, that was my neck popping. Hopefully that wasn't audible on stream. It felt really loud. Oh my gosh. I need to fix my posture. So, kind of what I'm thinking about at the moment is how do you tell if an allocation failed. Because in order to determine if an allocation is going to be successful, you're going to have to scan the free list to find a chunk that you can allocate from. But I don't want to do that on every allocation. That would be a bit too slow for someone to query. I mean, the simple approach is to just use an optional. Just return none when oh, hello there, Scully, with your nyas. I mean, I could do something like this. Which would just do it's either that or include an optional, and I don't know, it's not really worth it. And this is only internal anyways. Make sure that comes out to be false. what we'll do is grab this. Wow, lock him in, crease. Lock him in from the right. How is the crease doing? There we go. Blender hair is very hard. If you figure out how it works, please let me know. I don't understand Blender. I'm having 2 issues with Blender right now myself. It's hair and then animation, or rather just like armature bones. Getting them to work. Kind of get it, but you're really slow. Understandable. I honestly just need to spend more time in Blender rather than just like a little bit each week. Sorry, new Joker, but those are the rules. This is a Blender only crowd. Blender, pretty much, but not on stream. So, if I remember correctly, new Joker, you prefer Maya, right? Hum, hum, hum. Very briefly while helping your brother create assets, and that's about it. I have personally never used Maya, so I know very little about it. So, do you still use ZBrush for inorganic models, new Joker? Like hard surface? Like, if ZBrush wasn't absurdly expensive, I'd 100% use it for organic modeling. Oh, both of those should be U64 as well. We're doing a numerical offset, so I don't ever see us have more than 2 to the 32 descriptors. If someone tries to allocate that, they deserve the overflow they get. I'm sorry, but If you want to crash my program, by all means. I mean, sure. I mean, there might be ways to do it. I mean, I'm going off of like secondhand information, I suppose. But from what I've always heard is ZBrush is insanely good at organic modeling. But you tend to be better off using Maya or Blender for inorganic. So I was kind of curious what your thoughts on that was. Monotone, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Did you give the floofer some floofs? Oh, thank you for the follow, Henrik. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Monotone, we're almost done with CPU descriptor allocations. You know what? We'll do this at U32 and judge based off of this. I'm doing good. Glad you're doing well. So, what we're going to do is a first fit search, and then split the block. If a block is greater than, please do. I like seeing your art, new Joker. Now what were the shortcut keys again? So how do I want to do this? I know it's like we're allocating a block of memory, and this is the most intensity you'll ever have in programming. Honestly, it's not even this part that causes me headaches. It's always this block of code. But I'm not doing like any absurd optimization with the free list. Just for my own sanity, I have that. This is some very intense music. I think I know what playlist we're gonna do next. Well, hello, Denari. Welcome in. How's you doing tonight? We don't have to do the complications around splitting a block. It can just be this. I'm about to overcomplicate it. There we go. You know what, actually, here's what we're gonna do. Send stuff on Discord? Sure, sure. How interesting. Maybe I judged ZBrush a bit too harshly. I suppose is the workflow still to pull it into Substance Painter to do the texturing? So page index, that is something I have not set. So with this page index, it's like you either have to iterate, you have to have a back pointer, you have to have an index, or you have to scan through all the pages. I don't really want a direct pointer. It's not necessary with how I'm going to do frame. You're at the doctor's and you might be lurking. Well, I hope everything's okay and the doctor visit goes well. You master descriptor. I wish. This is the easy part of descriptor management. It's the next allocator that we have to write. That's the hard one. I can only get, same here. I don't even, what, like 5? What is 5? Use Substance for texturing and wrapping and baking your high poly and normal maps. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Gosh, I would love to learn and use all of those art programs, but they're so bloody expensive. So, what this is going to be is M base descriptor plus offset times something stripes. We'll just cast it up to U64. I started really liking Krita. Oh, nice. I haven't looked at Krita in a while. So I wonder how it's doing these days. How is it on, are you using it on Linux or Windows Lane? So I think it's going to be, you know what? Let's do the Linux. How is the tablet tracking on Linux? I made your avatar with it and I was pleasantly surprised. Awesome. I don't know why, but yours wasn't. I wonder, hold on, I want to check something real quick. Where is Steam? So quite a few years ago, I was part of a game jam team where we won the VR category for Unreal Engine. This is like 2018. And we got a 1-year license to Substance. It is. Apparently I still have Substance Painter 2018. I wonder how it's changed over the past few years. If it's still viable to just use. If so, it's not even a concern. But I'm sure it's gotten better in, 6 years since I've used it. It's all up to layering effects and materials, right? True, but sometimes they make huge improvements over to how that's done. Along with other quality of life stuff. Reviews are mixed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Adobe. And I don't want to give them business. Another strategy could be, we could pass in the page index to the allocate function. Or we can assign the page index one level up from this. Honestly, I would rather do it that way than doing it like this. I feel like that's confusing and creates an unnecessary back pointer, back reference, really. First, $194 for you. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. Well, if I was just to get Substance Painter 2023, it's $150 for me. There it is. It's so unfortunate. But it's perpetual. You only get updates for a year though, right? Free updates up to the end of 2023. Yeah, then they move on to 2024. Do you know if they're planning any big updates for 2024? Or if they go any big sales at the end of 2023? Have I considered having fixed descriptors? I have, and that was the other strategy. I'm like, I feel like that is the better approach when yeah, it's honestly the better approach for simple stuff. I don't know. I'm mostly going with what I settled on in the past here. But, you know, I'm stubborn and I like to overcomplicate things. So that's what I'm gonna do. A 50% sale? You know what? If it went on 50% sale, I would totally... buy it. $75? Totally. Do you know if that was like a Christmas sale or something? So, I'm just thinking about something. I think what I was going to do this time is I don't know if I want to do the dynamic descriptor allocation that I did last time. So the way that worked was, where is it? Here it is. So more or less what we would have is our command list would have a dynamic descriptor heap for each of our heap types. And when you bind a pipeline is when I think you start to set up your dynamic descriptor heap. And then when you go to draw, you then commit the descriptor heap to the GPU. It was really complicated to set up because you kind of have to scan through. What I did is I had a bit mask that basically mapped to the root signature you bound. And you have to scan through this bit mask and figure out how to copy these descriptors. It's insanely complicated. Okay, it's not insanely complicated, it's a lot of abstraction. So what I'm thinking about doing is this descriptor heap for CPU descriptors. And then I'm going to have a type called a render pass, which encapsulates a root signature, pipeline state object, and any other data like dynamic descriptors and so on. I'll continue my rambling in a minute because, oh my goodness, Doohoo rated me. Hi, Doohoo. How is the programming and the factorioing? So if there's anyone on my side who doesn't know who Doohoo is, y'all should go give him a follow. What are you even doing? Very adorable dragon. Does a lot of programming, working on his fan game of Azure Lane. Plays Factorio on the side. That's how impressive Doohoo is. Programs and plays games at once. And on Fridays, like tomorrow Friday, we play Factorio. A whole group of us. A factory is more cursed than you thought. If you're doing an incredibly cursed playthrough, I'm doing all right. I am doing all right. I hope you're doing well. Other than being, sneaky as usual. Yes, new Joker. You are new as always. Well, 2021 was released in January. Your transaction says you brought it the 23rd. All right. Well, if we get a holiday sale at the end of this year, I'll consider it. Because if ZBrush is also 50% off, I could get both of them for the price of one. That would be cool. Bonus points if I could also pick up Houdini too. Truly, considerations. Gosh, the music has gotten quite intense over the past few Yeah, who knew? Writing, allocators, of course, are high-octane action. It's going along quite well. Cool. hope you got all your parts working again, Lane. I know you were having a lot of trouble with the shipping. Alright, the music chilled out a little. Totally. Monotone, you're 100% right. That is what I should do. But I'm, I like to overcomplicate stuff. And being honest, this isn't that complicated. I've been just doing a lot of thinking about kind of the next steps as I go. And I think this is how I want to do it. Oh, you think you broke Kling? What did you do? What have you done? So, this is the size of my descriptor. And my total offset is going to be this divided by this. Had you? What do you mean? You unblocked 5 more friend slots in Steam for those people you don't play with. Wait, is there an upper limit to the number of friends you can have Steam? Adma. So, free handles. Subtract that. It became less interesting. I did not know there was a limit to the number of friends you could have. You have unlocked. Gosh, imagine that spilling over into everyday life in a dystopian society where the good deeds you do allows you, or the more things you do for the society, allows you the capability of being able to make more friends. If you have not met your weekly quota of work hours, so you can only talk to 3 people, it's Nova's fault. Nova comes up with really good, like, world-building dystopian scenarios. By really good, I mean really terrifying. Sounds okay to you. Oh, Doofu. Apparently, Doofu doesn't want to talk to us, everyone. See how it is. Makes me really sad. Random descriptors. Descriptor size, I made an incorrect assumption. I forgot something. Offset times increments. Oh, welcome in, semicolon. How is the spinning V2R doing today? So it is not size, it is stride. Would be a more accurate name for this. So dot pointer equals 0. It's going to be our invalid case, I think. So I was kind of poking around on the sides. How I wanted to specifically be able to determine if this, and I think I'm just going to go back to doing this. And then if the pointer is 0, then that means we didn't succeed in the allocation. Which is quite all right. Set that to true, and then set that to true. Cool. Doing well. How is the greatest Twitch? I'm doing alright. Doing alright. Maybe one day Frog Bottom will unlock the ability to spin. How's the devil? Welcome in. Twitch glitch. I'm the TWG. Oh my. And our offset's going to be it is a really nice piano. A little bit of a crackling fire in the background. So I think that'll be it. We'll see if we ever want that actual offset. But I think it'll be okay. Unless we actually end up needing that specific offset, then we'll remove the ability to like store the actual descriptor handle and store the offset instead. We'll see. That should be all we have to do. I mean, the computer offset. What we're going to do is this. Oh, is Lane coming up with a nice story for this tavern? There's no need to do that. Oh, it's a boomer reference. What's it referring to? Alright, I think just one more function in the allocator. Elder Scrolls, oh, okay. I haven't actually played any of the Elder Scrolls games. I tried to get into Skyrim, but I was just never able to. It's fun if you stay off the main quest. Did you not like the main story for it? I want to call clear, not reset. Morrowind is where it's all at. That's Bit Potato. One of these days I'll play. I swear, I swear. Morrison was fun too. Nice nights. Or Morrowind. I was like, I haven't heard of Morrison. So I don't actually need the device for this function, like I thought I was going to. The Boomer Scrolls. I don't think Elder Scrolls is a boomer reference. You got this, Lane? Your computer will come alive. Eventually. Probably. Maybe. Perhaps. Finally, I got out of bed after not sleeping all day. Good. Congratulations on getting out of bed. That is way too difficult of a struggle some days. All right. Let's see what we got here. I'm not going to implement that function for now. think what we're gonna do is once I finish this, we're gonna brute force GPU descriptors. Like, I'm not gonna really do the abstraction if possible, because I want to clear our swap chain image tonight. I just have to get the GPU descriptors working. The reason why I'm doing this is I just don't know. Looks like the next step is to get the root signature and pipeline. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. A time of year where you lose the ability to sleep properly, so you're always tired. Well, I hope you're able to start sleeping properly again. It's no fun struggling to sleep. So, how did I choose to do this in Command Q? I probably just stored a pointer. Which is what we're gonna do. Not my preferred approach, but this will work. So this is going to be type and descriptors per page. That'll create us the first page. That is the wrong variable. That more or less should be what we do. So, what we're gonna do here is much similarly is iterate over our pages, and we'll say if m descriptor pages has any space. Wait, what? What are we doing to do who? What has do who done to deserve such things done to him? We aren't do-do-ing anything. What is a fish molly? I feel like that's like an encode character twitches. Oh, it's a BTTV. That's why I'm not seeing it. So, if we're not null, we will just break. I gotta implement that function still. That's alright. Otherwise, we keep looking and then just return the result. Or actually, what we want to do is we say if is null. We're going to try one more time. First thing we're going to do is we're going to assert that it's less than 256. And then we'll allocate a new one. Then we'll allocate. And then if it fails, it fails. And then this time we gotta make sure we subtract one. Although I could just do this. So something else we want to check for is to make sure that we're not trying to allocate more descriptors than an individual page can handle. Cool. Cool, cool. Oh, there's something that's bothering me here. DX12 descriptor heap. So I remember reading something inside of the docs somewhere. That okay, cool. So this is what I was remembering. I had wrote down something about if we allocate from a descriptor heap smaller than device limit, the device may just, or the driver might just allocate a larger heap. But the docs were a little clear. They recommended some sort of optimization on this by taking advantage of the fact that when we have to rebind heaps, there's an idle by the GPU, and we can take advantage of it doing other work. I have no idea what that meant. I don't know how to do that. And this is only relevant to shader visible descriptor heaps and not what we're doing right now. So I think we're good. For the moment. And 256 is just a completely arbitrary size. I think my thought process was worry about it if it becomes a performance concern. Oh, we're gonna do this in the file. This gets a little tricky. Wow, it's Yugen. How is the Yugen doing? Cool. How am I feeling? My throat still hurts and I'm struggling to cough, but I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing well. Doing okay. Internet's a pain. Aw. Did you did you have any art you wanted to show off? I saw a peek that you were working on some art on Dooku Stream. That's whatever. Oh yeah, this is an int. Absolutely. I would love to see some Yugen art. Your computer's back to full power. Woo. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna be right back. Gotta use the restroom. So, quick BRB. Alright, I've returned. Oh no, you did. Oh my gosh. Ah, this is incredibly cute. I did that bigger. So is this still part of Juhu's fan game? Or is this a fan art you're doing of someone? But it's incredible. I know it's just a sketch at the moment, but thank you for sharing. It's just a side thing. It's a ship girl from Azure Lane. Oh, cool. I need to play it. I've downloaded it. I picked the starting ship. And now I just have to actually play it. I don't remember. It was whatever server Hallie told me to pick. So I assume it's a EU server. I figured the server wasn't gonna matter. But I suppose it will. What server are you and Duhu on? Descriptor, heap, type, line. And then we're just going to leave it at the default. Oh my gosh. What in tarnation did you do, Gabrielle? Because That is impressive. Buzz. Only for guild stuff. Y'all are on Sandy. Maybe I'll swap over to that. Wait a moment. Frog Bottom, are you still here? What the heckaroni is going on? Okay. Just curious if Frog is here. What does this even mean? So I got a Twitch notification. I thought Frog Bottom was going live, but... Okay, what does this mean? So apparently Twitch has added the ability to do stories. Did you upload a story to Twitch? Never before seen. Also, it's really funny. Honestly, I don't know why, but I didn't expect Twitch to add something like that. I don't even know how you go and view it. Do I have to go to Frog's channel? And then where do I go from there? I'm sorry, Frog, but you're gonna have to be quiet for now. It's not there. It's not down there. Shush, Frog. There. It was a button on your phone. It would appear they forgot to add it to Twitch. Like nobody uses. I know, right? I accidentally punched my mic. So, if y'all aren't following Frog Bottom, go follow Frog Bottom. But it's so weird. The world is actually inside of Chromium. And that is far too real. Wow. An alligator stub. Oh, I see what's going on. Frog is your graphite farming partner. Oh. I assume in Factorio. I live in a simulation, and that simulation is a single-threaded because it runs in a JavaScript interpreter. That would explain so much. Oh, I'm glad I added that assert in. That would have been a nasty bug to find. So what I want to do is pass a const allocator into this function. Oh, thank you for the nya. Via scout. Scali. It's when Yuki gets a little derpy. She forgets to nya and moves instead. How? Oh, God. My voice, unfortunately, is going away. Oh, it has a capacity. Let's give it 10 blocks by default. Wait a moment. Nova, you're supposed to be sleeping. Go bitch. But if you aren't following Nova, go follow her. She's like the comfiest streamer you can imagine. So let's try this time. Just kidding. Amazing. I can't find. Oh my gosh. Intelligence. Behave. It'll be after device, I believe. Pass in a const reference. Same thing with this function up here. And it'll also let us do this. No, you know you. No, it's totally you. Oh, that's strange. Why are we having problems here? It's a weird spot. Unless it's not actually that. Strange. Why wasn't I getting this problem before? Why is it happening now? Let's take a quick look just to make sure that there's not something I'm doing inside of this causing an overflow. So no, it is dealing with this. So when it's cleaning our in-flight lists, which definitely have an allocator. You know what? I know it is. What? Visual Studio? Come on now. I think I know what the problem is. So, I made the decision that my dynamic arrays should not do a deep copy when the copy operator and constructor is called. Instead, it should just do a shallow copy, just like if it was copying a normal type. And the reason for this is I did not want there to be any unexpected behavior when between copying simple and complex types. If you wanted to deep copy an array of complex types, you need to explicitly call clone. And what's happening is in our destructor, we are still calling clear. And there's a little copy that happens at the very start. So the destructor is going to get called, I think. I could be wrong. I'm not teehee. So let's add this back in. There we go. No more crashes. Call the coperator. You know what, Cabbage? I'm going to now. It is now the coperator. Pop, 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 pop. So, I think this is a good place to call a stream for the night. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do the next part. And I got to think about it a little bit more. So, next stream's probably going to be over the weekend. If I stick to my goal of playing games once a week, continuing Dark Souls 1, and then the next dev stream will probably be next Tuesday. So, yeah, thank you all for being here. I appreciate the raids, Mikey and Duhu and Yuki. And I hope you all have a good rest of your time zone. Yeah, I've started going through Dark Souls for the first time, Crease. I'm getting my butt kicked. But I managed to beat the first boss. Or the filter boss, if you like to call it that. I think it was Monday. Yeah, thank you all for being here. We're gonna raid Errant. A super cool game developer. Does Godot and also lifts on stream. Really cool stream. So really appreciate if y'all stuck around a little bit and said hi. Alright, bye-bye.